This is Pavlos, Pavlidis, and I like playing outside!
Welcome to 5 Minutes with Dad, starring Pavlos and Angela Pavlidis, where you get to spend a few minutes with the smartest and coolest kids in the whole world, and their dad, too. And now, here are your hosts, Pavlos, Angela, and Nick Pavlidis.
Who's ready for an awesome episode of 5 Minutes with Dad?
Me!
All right, let's start the show.
What am I? A donkey? I think Pavlos is a donkey. Wow, that's some good donkey sounds. Where'd you learn? Wait, is this, what's that, Old Man Pavs?
Yeah!
Old Man Angela.
Old Man Angela? Oh. All right. We have a fun show today. Pavlos, who wants to introduce the topic? Pavlos? Me. Okay. Pavlos will say the first 3 words, and Angela will say the last 3 words. All right. So, Pavlos, you introduce it. This is about how
To make friends.
to make friends, how to be a good friend, right?
Angela's a friend.
Cool.
Anyways, that was the first 3 words anyways, and that was the whole thing.
Yeah, we said the whole thing, but that's okay. So we are here talking about something very, very important. It's how to make friends, right? And we've talked about this topic a little bit on the show. So it's really, the one thing we're going to really talk about is how to make friends. And how's that, Pavlos?
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. He's smiling. He's holding up his thumbs. So one thing we always talk about, and this is something Zig Ziglar used to say a lot, how to make friends is to be a friend, to be a good friend, right?
Yep.
So the real topic that we're talking about today is not how to make friends. It's how to be a good friend, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So how to be a good friend will help people make friends. So really, while we're talking about how to be a good friend, that's a secret way to make friends, right?
Da da da.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no.
Okay.
Me.
What in the world was that?
It's a cat. No.
What? What are you? An ambulance?
No. A
Fire
fire truck kitty.
A fire truck
If
kitty.
you guys want to hear a cat sound, everybody be quiet. This is a cat sound. Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
No, this is one.
Okay, how does this help people make friends?
If people like cats.
You want to be friends with cats? Don't do that, because that's a dog.
Sign. It's a dog.
Yeah, but are dogs friends with cats? What in the world is that?
A dog's
An angry dog.
And a dog yelling at a cat.
And you think that'll help the dog make friends with cats? No. All right, so I want... Hang on.
This
Yes.
is one. So I'm going to say, do you want to be friends with me?
Yes.
No, this is one.
Well, that makes complete sense, doesn't it, Anne?
I said, do you want to be friends with me? I'll give you some food.
Ooh. All right. So animal sounds are fun,
one.
right? Hang on. All right. So we're talking about how to be a good friend today, right? So, Pavlos, I want you to tell me 2 things that can make you a good friend to someone else. What are 2 things you can do to be a good friend?
Be nice and don't leave people out.
Be nice and don't leave people out. I like that. So be nice to people. And then when you're doing something together, include your friends in there. So Pavlos, I want you to think, well, I'm asking Angela for 2 ways. I want you to think about one example of being nice to someone and one example of including people. Okay. And Angela, so what are 2 ways you can be a good friend to people?
Sharing and helping.
Sharing and helping. Yes. Go ahead. Did you want to say something else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is how you make a chick sound. I mean, no, not that.
Okay. How are we still doing animal sounds?
This is an eagle.
No, this is one.
This is a lion.
All right.
This is a tiger.
That's a good tiger noise.
All right.
That was a good tiger noise.
Yeah, I heard that. That was very nice of you, Pavlos, encouraging your sister with the good tiger noise. But I don't know if people heard it because you're way back there. That's okay. I like your noises too. So, Pavlos, remember
Yeah, and Pavlos said, "That's a good tiger noise."
that was a good time. All right, old man Pavlos, you told us.
I could go.
All right, Pavlos, you talked about 2 ways to be a good friend. Number 1 was to be nice. Number 2 was to include people. Can you give us one example of each of those? So what's one example of how you can be nice to someone?
When you're playing a game, include people.
Well, that's the second one. So why don't you think one that's not included?
I'll do the first one. Okay, the first one is be nice and share.
Being nice and sharing is one, right?
Sharing is caring.
Yes.
Here's old man Angela. Oh no!
What about old lady
That's
Angela?
actually old lady Angela.
Hello, old lady Angela. Howdy.
Hey, when you guys are old, are you guys going to hang out and do a podcast together?
Yeah.
What do you think that'll sound like? You're going to say, "Who's ready for an awesome episode of 5 Minutes with Dad?" And I'll be really old and I'll go, "Meh." What do you think? Good? No? All right.
Hey, that was Dad. Can you say the old man like me and Pavlos?
Who's ready for an awesome episode?
That was really good.
You like Thanks. I make a good old man?
Yeah, but sing in the microphone.
Howdy.
Sing how Dad is.
No, that would be how he talked. Do the old daddy thing again.
All right. I'll be like, "Who's ready for an awesome episode of 5 Minutes with Dad?"
Can you do?
You like the coughing at
Dad,
the end?
can you sing? Who sings like an angel? I do. Who
I
sings
said,
like an angel?
I sing like an angel.
He really needs to practice
That's right. Practice makes progress, right?
because he doesn't have a lot of progress.
I don't have a lot of progress. Hey, go ahead. Hey, I could hear you. But if I practice, I can make some progress, right?
Can I say something?
Maybe.
Yeah.
He doesn't sing like an angel, okay?
Hey. All right. So, Pavlos, we have one example of being nice, and that was cool. What I like about your example of being nice was that it incorporates Angela's way of being nice to people, which was to share, of making friends, which was to share. Pavlos, tell me one example of how to include people. So, say you're playing a game of basketball, and somebody hasn't had a lot of practice at basketball, so they're not very good.
Give
But
him a turn.
you just give them a turn, right? You give everyone a turn.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
What are you talking
Happy
about?
Christmas Day! Oh yeah, this is on August.
October. We're recording this October 6th. Hey,
Okay,
that's 1
October
month after your birthday.
But it will be out on.
October 6th, 2018, but it's almost going to be 2019.
That's right, it is.
Happy Christmas!
All right, so Pavlos. Old man, Pavlos is doing the call. All right.
No, Happy Easter!
Hey, we'll get there.
I mean, happy Thanksgiving!
That's right.
It's Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween's next,
No,
yeah?
no.
All right, guys.
Happy chicken!
All right, guys. So, Angela, I want you to give me an example of sharing. How's a cool way you could share? By taking turns with stuff, right?
Here, Dad, here's the thing.
Oh, thanks. I'll use
Like
it for
that,
Yeah.
like candy.
Like we're sharing the microphone, right? When we have one person talking at a time. Isn't that nice when we have one person talking? Hey!
I don't want this color mic.
Yeah, we'll put a different color microphone together.
Pink.
Okay, hang on. Relax.
Yeah, red.
We'll change the mic color. So, but we got to finish this episode first because we
I
can't.
don't like black.
We can't take it. You don't like the black microphone? It looks too grown up.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Ange, there's one way. So you could just we're sharing the microphone, and then what's the other way that you said was a way to be nice to people? Do you remember?
Caring.
Caring. How can you be caring to someone? What if someone's not feeling very? What if they're a little sad?
Helping.
Yeah, helping. That's what you said originally.
I'm cleaning up the mess.
Yes.
Kind of, but it's more like this. Can you help me talk?
Yes, I think someone needs to
Sure.
help.
Sure.
Hey! All right,
Help,
guys.
help.
On the TV.
Help me.
All right, great examples, guys. So those are ways to be a good friend, and when you be a good friend to someone, you end up making lots of friends, right?
Hey, can I sing and see how I sing first? My brother.
Jingle bell.
This is mine. Happy days, happy hop. Happy
You need some
days
improvements.
today.
No, she's
I
doing a
know
great job.
I know you. You are so sweet.
Wow. Whoa! All right. Easy there, Tiger. Easy, right? Isn't that her Tiger voice?
Yeah.
Yep. All
Okay,
right.
now it's my turn.
All right, Pavlos and Angela, we got to stop this episode. We can do another episode,
Can I go
but
do
this
one more
episode's
thing?
of
This
Yes.
is how you sing.
Hang on.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle.
All right, Pavlos. Get out of town. Angela, one more thing.
This is my loudest tiger voice.
All right. Tell everybody thank you for listening to 5 Minutes with Old Dad.
For 5 minutes with the All right, bye. Dad's a side of chicken.
Side of chicken.
Thank you for listening to 5 Minutes with Dad. To connect with Pavlos, Angela, and Nick, subscribe to the 5 Minutes with Dad newsletter at 5minuteswithdad.com.